When we think of the British Empire, most schoolbooks paint a familiar picture: red-coated soldiers, global maps filled with British flags, and the idea that the empire brought civilization to the world. But the truth is far more complex, and much of it has been conveniently left out of the classroom. In this video, we're diving into the untold side of the British Empire, the facts you probably never learned in school, but should have. It was the largest empire in history, but at what cost? At its peak, the British Empire ruled over a quarter of the world's population and controlled land on every continent. But this global dominance didn't come through peace and diplomacy, it came through war, colonization, and exploitation. Millions of people across India, Africa, the Caribbean, and beyond were subjected to foreign rule, heavy taxation, resource theft, and forced labor. Yet in many Western classrooms, the focus is mostly on railways, cricket, and the English language, not the pain that came with them. Textbooks gloss over colonial brutality. Did you ever hear in school about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in India, where British troops killed hundreds of peaceful protesters? Or about the Mau Mau uprising in Kenya, where thousands were detained and tortured in British camps? Probably not. Many education systems, especially in former imperial countries, either skip these events or downplay them, presenting empire as a source of pride rather than pain. Empire wasn't just about land, it was a business. Let's be clear, the British Empire wasn't built just for prestige. It was an economic machine. Raw materials like cotton, tea, sugar, rubber, and gold were extracted from colonies and shipped to Britain, while the local populations were often left in poverty. In fact, many wealthy British families today trace their fortune back to the empire, some even from direct involvement in the slave trade. The empire profited from slavery for centuries. While Britain is often praised for ending the transatlantic slave trade, what's rarely taught is that for over 200 years, it was one of the biggest participants. Millions of Africans were captured, transported, and sold into slavery by British ships, building the economic foundation of ports like Liverpool, Bristol, and London. And when slavery was finally abolished in 1833, the British government didn't compensate the victims. They compensated the slave owners, with the modern UK taxpayer still paying off that debt as recently as 2015. Cultural erasure was deliberate. In many colonies, native languages, customs, and spiritual beliefs were banned or destroyed. Children in Africa and India were forced into English-speaking schools where their own cultures were mocked. Museums in London are still filled with stolen artifacts from Egypt, India, Nigeria, and beyond, objects that many countries are still demanding back. The empire didn't just rule land, it tried to reshape identity, leaving scars that are still healing today. Conclusion: why this history still matters. The story of the British Empire isn't just about the past, it shapes modern global inequality, immigration patterns, racism, and even climate politics today. Understanding the full picture isn't about shaming people. It's about learning from history, all of history, not just the parts that sound good in textbooks. Because if we only teach half the truth, are we really teaching it all?